Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here at JFK International Airport. I am excited to tell you that I'm about to check off an airline nerd bucket list thing to do, and that is to take the world's longest flight currently, and that would be Singapore Airlines on A350-900 up and over the world. It takes 18 hours and 50 minutes. That's right, just short of 19 hours in duration. Today, I won't be in business class like a lot of fellow YouTubers that have vlogged. Let's check out premium economy. I booked a window seat. We're gonna see what it is all about. But first, real quick, I must tell you about this hotel right behind me. Stay at the TWA Hotel if you're able to. It can range from $250 a night to upwards of $600 or more. And that is because you got these super basic rooms that face the road and the train, and then you have the super nerd moments where you can get a room where it faces the runway, but it's not cheap. But let's keep going. What they do is business class and premium economy on this particular route. That is it. Now, if you didn't know, Singapore Airlines goes out of this terminal right behind me, Terminal 4. Those unfamiliar with JFK lately, they're going a massive 7-year construction project to build more terminals to catch up to the major airports around the world. So be ready for traffic delays and major headaches. Let's go get checked in and see if I can drop my bag. That was really easy. Make sure you have an onward flight. Singapore requests it, either your return flight or your continuation. So let's get through TSA pre-check, go check out a lounge, maybe look at this airplane before the sun goes down. Now that we're through, let's see what we can get into. Lots of time to kill. Had I stayed on top of that garage where I was looking at all the planes and talking, I could have watched my plane get towed in. If you're looking for the Centurion Lounge, it's up. Two floors, speakeasy downstairs. Let's check it out. This is my first time in this lounge, and having a speakeasy was a nice touch to start off with a nice bubbly drink. But I wouldn't stay too long because I was hungry. The buffet had a nice spread of veggies, carbs, and proteins. I chowed down and had a nice beer. There was plenty of seating downstairs, but it was late at night, so it was pretty empty. Now let's head back upstairs and show you what the rest of the lounge looks like. Upstairs had the usual coffee machines and probably a bigger buffet spread and seating area for eating. Before leaving, I couldn't help but notice the other Singapore Airlines flight. This is their 5th Freedom route to Frankfurt and then onwards to Singapore. Have a good night. I enjoyed myself the last several hours. Sometimes I don't get that lucky. Let's go wander to the gate, get on this plane. So I must say, I try not to eat too much, is because an hour or two after we take off will be dinner time. Gotta keep that in mind when you go to the lounges. Don't overdo it with food. You do what you want with booze. Those of you with priority pass access, this is the lounge for you. Also, this lounge has pay-per-use. Business class on the left. And then this long line is the rest of the airplane, premium economy. I'm not looking forward to lining up, so I'll hang out. I'm boarding group 3, which is premium economy. It's quite the line as you saw, but apparently that's how they do it here. Boarding finally began, and the line started moving. Let's get going. No need to fight the crowd because this plane only has like 67 business, 68 business, and 94 premium economy. I tell you, with the advancement of technology, they're using facial recognition to board. Sometimes it seems like that's a lot slower. Heck yeah, let's get on the world's longest flight. So excited. Sorry for the glare, but look at that beauty. $36K?
36K is across to the right. Thank you very much.
Wow. Those of you wondering, absolutely, I'll be trying out business class and then eventually first class on Singapore one day. I take it as it comes. The facts about this flight: business was 110,000 Singapore points and premium economy was 80,000. I'm right next to you.
You want to remove it?
Oh, wow, look at this. Before we take off, let's check out the amenities and seat tour. First up, this very comfy pillow, followed by this cozy blanket, which was relatively warm. Down to your left by your leg is the remote. You can choose to use it or lean up and touch the screen. Now to your left behind you is the USB port and the headphone jack. Right above that is a great reading light with different settings. I think this is a better option than the overhead light. Usually I'm not a fan of tray tables in the armrest, but this tray table was big, sturdy, and you could do anything on it and didn't have to worry about the person in front of you leaning back and crushing your tablet or laptop. In the seat back in front of you, you got the safety card, Wi-Fi, duty-free shopping, the sick bag, and your headphones. We'll get into more of that later on. Almost forgot, down on your left on the floor is your plug. Each seat has one. In between each seat is a water bottle holder.
Cabin crew outdoor closed.
I'm 6 foot tall, and I feel there's plenty of legroom in premium economy. There's lights above, but no air vents. And to the right on the seat back in front of you is the other USB port.
We wish you a pleasant flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please pay attention to the safety video, which will now be shown. Thank you.
Welcome aboard Singapore Airlines. If there is a change in cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will automatically drop. On behalf of Singapore Airlines, we hope you have a great time on board, as well as in Singapore or anywhere else in the world we take you.
Everyone on board this flight has access to the internet. You just gotta log into your KrisFlyer account. Let's have a look at the map. Had there not been issues with Russia and a closed airspace, literally you should have been flying up and over the world by the North Pole and down through China. As we waited for our turn to go on the runway, I looked over my shoulder and the Queen of the Skies had snuck up behind us. Such a beauty. Up and away we went, with the Manhattan skyline way off in the distance, shining bright. Here was our actual route, over the Atlantic, down through Europe, through the Middle East and India, and down into Singapore. Now let's have a look at those headphones. Let's take them out of the case and see how they feel. Definitely some quality headphones. A lot better than upper class Virgin. The headphones also come with ear pad covers for added comfort. Not long after takeoff, the lights fully came on and the crews were up, passing out water bottles for everyone. They also came around, double checking everyone's order, and they would stick a sticker on the top of every seat with what we ordered. Something new I've never seen. Now let's check out what looks like an amazing IFE of choices. You got your flight, you got your movies, you got your live TV, TV shows, and music. We were asked to shut our shades because in Europe the sun would be up and they wouldn't simulate nighttime. Did I mention how great these headphones are? Seriously, noise canceling. It really muffled the engine. Let's settle in, get the shoes off, put the footrest down, and pick a movie before dinner comes. I was eager to try out the delicious meal I ordered, but pro tip, a lot of times the bread rolls come out cold, so warm them on the aluminum foil. Leading up to the flight, you can do what's called book the cook, and I ordered a braised beef in red wine sauce with roasted vegetables and couscous. For dessert, it was a blueberry crumble cake, and I was very impressed with the salmon lox. The utensil set was stamped with Singapore Airlines' logo. Very cool. Not far behind the meal was the drinks. Beer and wine was included. My dinner didn't stand a chance, as you can tell. Looks like I loved it, huh? I figured I would check out the Lav before everybody got too comfortable and sleepy, and my seatmate next to me got real cozy with his seat down. I think he'd have to wake him later, but it's kind of cramped, more than I thought for A350-900. Have a look right here. This drawer is the amenity kit. I'm afraid to see how this looks by the end of the trip. Here's a disclaimer. If you're one of those people that hate having the seatmate in front of you lean their seat back, this is not the flight for you. These seats lean very far back and are very comfortable. Here's me showing you. You also have an optional leg rest, but since I'm 6 foot tall, it does me no good, as you can see. I just look very cramped. Well, the footrest will just have to do. Here's you a full view of the seat in front of you lean back and your seat lean back. It works. And be courteous, don't just slam your seat back. As we left the North American continent, the lights started to dim to nighttime. I grew very tired and figured it was time to get some sleep.
Many hours later,
somewhere over Berlin, I woke up abruptly. I checked my watch because I was timing how much sleep I would get. I soon fell back to sleep. And to my surprise, I woke up 3 more hours later. 7.5 hours of sleep on the flight. I decided to get up and get the blood flowing, so I did some calf raises while I waited for the Lav. As I was waiting, I noticed the next meal service was coming around. Whew. Slept a lot on this one. Seats not too bad. We're somewhere over Iraq, Middle East. So that's pretty cool for me. I've never flown over this part of the world ever. They're about to pass out all the breakfast, it looks like. So we can get back in there and have a nice bite to eat because I'm getting a little hungry. Same thing as last time. Warm your bread, or in this case, a croissant. For breakfast, I ordered French toast with berries. I should have opted for the other choice, which was Asian noodle stir fry, because this was rather bland and my seatmate's food smelled good. It's time to pick another movie. This would be movie number 2, and I was ready for some laughs. I know what a lot of y'all are gonna think, but I ordered coffee on an airplane. And to think we were having breakfast and coffee, if you took a peek outside, the sun was actually setting. It was pretty cool to be able to see the condensation trails, or contrails, or another one is vapor trails. Somewhere over central Iran, I looked down and I could see a green beam pointed up at the plane. I'm assuming just a laser pointer, but you never know in these day and age, especially with the heightened wars lately. If not a laser pointer, I can't imagine what could be shining up this way. The cabin crew made it dark again to simulate sleep, because you'd arrive in Singapore at 5 a.m. The bad thing for me is, I slept at 7.5 hours, I was wide awake. That could be the bad part about this journey. And what do you do in the meantime? You watch a third movie. And one final meal service, a margarita pizza bread. I don't know if I'd serve it with orange juice though. I got some more stretching in, standing in, knee raises to keep that blood flowing so I didn't have any fat ankles.
It's about 14 and a half, 15 hours in. I'm doing pretty good. Probably one last whole bathroom break before we land in roughly 3.5 hours. And I'm gonna brush my teeth, put on some deodorant, freshen up. Not too bad of a marathon flight.
And rule of thumb, try to use bottled water when brushing your teeth. I don't recommend the sink water.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is our captain once again. I trust that you have enjoyed the flight so far and managed to get some rest in between. At the moment, we are about 220 nautical miles to the northwest of Singapore, cruising at 41,000 feet. And we'll be commencing our descent in about 10 minutes. The latest weather update from Singapore reported the weather is fine, easterly wind with a ground temperature of 28 degrees Celsius. Barring any air traffic delay, we are looking at landing time of 10 minutes past 5 in the morning, Singapore local time, and at the gate 10 minutes later. If you'd like to set your watches, the time that in Singapore is 4:23 in the morning on the 12th of October, Thursday morning. And once again, on behalf of the company and our crew member on board, I'd like to thank you for flying Singapore Airlines. Cabin crew, prepare the aircraft for arrival, please.
As the cabin crew cleaned up, they also collected headphones. No, you cannot keep them. Soon, Singapore's airport came into view as we passed it to the south to circle around to land.
Cabin crew to your landing stations.
Did you know that Singapore is the world's second busiest port in terms of total tonnage? All these ships you see are waiting their turn to go into port. As we are on final approach into Singapore, I must say, such an amazing crew. I see why it is the world's best airline, and I can't wait to fly them again, especially in business and in first. I loved everything about this flight. I would definitely do this again. In the comments below, tell me if you think you would survive this 18 to 19 hour longest flight in the world.
Welcome to Singapore, ladies and gentlemen, and to all Singaporeans and residents of Singapore, a warm welcome home. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is off.
Not long after landing, the Singapore humidity fogged up my window and gave me no more views.
Cabin crew, doors please up.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Singapore Changi International Airport. About to go through immigration. Hope you enjoyed that 18 and a half hour journey with me. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not already. Hang around for more adventures. Welcome to Singapore. Let's see what we can get into. Now let's go find some noodles. Deuces.